every trader should brace up for more volatility ahead next week, because we have the FOMC reports, that is the interest rate reports, which markets are actually pricing 50 basis point rate cuts. And then we have a monetary policy report from the Japanese yen, and then we have from the UK, the Bank of England, from the BOE. So which means that there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market next week. And the last week we saw the DSY retracing back only to reject at this high right here, and then it closed below last week, which closed as a bearish candle, which means that there is a high probability that we might see price coming down back to 99,848 level. And then one thing that baffles me here is that this is 200 moving average, this is 200 MA, and as you can see, price is still above the 200 MA, and it's even closer to that particular 200 EMA, which EMA moving average, which means that probably this place might actually hold as a support level, or the moving average might actually hold as a support level. So let's see how it goes there. So my own analysis is we should actually see the next week candle like opening bearish and then probably closing below 100 mark, and then we can see price coming as low as 99848. That is for a bearish setup on the US dollar next week, as you can see. So that is about the DSY. So if you are just joining this channel for the first time, this is Ambafx. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where I bring the latest insight in the world of forex market, the technical, the fundamental, and the sentimental analysis. So do well to subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to drop your opinion in the comment section, anything you think about this individual currency. But this is on the DSY. Before we go to the individual currency, let's see the economic activities. Like I said, we have some economic activities in terms of the interest rate. So let's see the economic activities of next week. So on Monday is a quiet day, but on Tuesday we have the Canadian dollar CPI, we have the median CPI from the Canadian dollar, and then we have the core retail sales from the United States, and this is a high impact news. So I think we're expecting more volatility in the market. Market can go crazy next week, as we have some amazing news, and there's some high volatility news in numbers next week across the major currencies. And on Wednesday we have the CPI from the pounds, we have the FOMC statement from the Fed. So what market is actually forecasting is 25 basis points rate cut. So that's what you can actually see here, what market is actually pricing here. Usually from 5.50 to 5.25. But contrary, what is predicted last week was 50 basis points. So don't be surprised or don't be shocked if you see price going from 5.50, which is the consensus, to 5.0 after we have a 50 basis point rate cut. So don't be surprised at that, and this is what can actually happen. And then on Thursday we have the employment change, unemployment rate, and then probably the monetary policy too from Bank of England. So later that day, we also have the employment claims from the United States and the Fed manufacturing index from the United States. On Friday, we have the the BOJ policy rate statement, and then the vote on holding the rates you get. So on Friday too, we have the pounds retail sales, and then we have Canadian dollar for retail sales, and then retail sales. So these are the economic activities we have next week. So the pairs you can see more volatility on should be GBP USD, GBP AUD. You get, so that's the pair you can actually say you want to focus on, and probably US dollar card, and then pounds card, that is pounds Canadian dollar. So let's go to the individual currency. Okay, is GBP US dollar. So GBP US dollar, as you can see last week, we saw this massive bearish one here before. We now actually saw this massive bullish one to the upside. So what I'm actually waiting for here is price to test this 1.3069, and then we'll see a bullish setup back to 1.32398. So this is what I'm actually looking at for price to do right here after we've seen this long price still forming, and you get, so which means that this one just break below this bottom. So which means that if you see any rejection at 1.30969, there's an opportunity for you to look for a bullish direction back to 1.32398. So this is where I'll be taking my profits for. And then the next one is a US dollar Japanese yen. For the US dollar Japanese yen, so what I'm actually predicting is for price to retrace and then you might see a retrace back to 144000, and then this is where I'll be looking for a rejection to actually sell, and then we have a break of this particular low. So the next pair I want to check here is euro US dollar. So euro US dollar too, I'm actually waiting for price to retest this particular 1.10381. As you can see, both the 200 moving average and then the 50 moving average price is above them, which means that this price we still have a long way to go in terms of the upward movement. And then if you can actually wait for Euro USD to retest this area and give you a confirmation candle, then you can buy back to 1.11378. And then if this level break, you should be looking at 1.11974. So you get, so probably you need to wait for this price to retrace back to this area before you can see a rejection to the upside. So let's see what will happen right there. And then on AUD USD, so that's exactly what I'm actually looking for price to come down to this particular area. Probably maybe it will create some what we call a range before we see a massive break to the upside. So let's see how price reacts around this level. But this is where I'm waiting for price to reject. We just at 0.66879. So if we see a rejection at this particular area, we should see price making it to 0.67931. So that's that about AUD USD. So the next pair I want to check is SND USD. So SND USD, you can see that probably there will be a rejection at 0.61548. You get, so probably you can see rejection at this particular area, and then buyers will push the price, and then buyers will push the price, and this is the high right here where you can take your profit from. So probably let me use it. So these are the potential area where you can actually take, as you can see. So which means that if there's a rejection at this particular area, it should be waiting for price to go back to 0.62521, and if this level break, it should be looking at 0.62932. The next one is US dollar, Canadian dollar. As you can see, this is an area of support, right? This area is an area of support. For price break through the support level and then sold massively. Now it has reject. So after the rejection, it has make the retest. So after this retest, what I'm actually looking for is a bearish setup for price to come and break that particular low to the downside. So yeah, I'm actually selling at the market price, that is at the US dollar, Canadian dollar. So which means that you might see price coming back and then you get. So that's what I'm actually looking for at that particular area. So if you zoom it further, you see what I'm actually saying. So this is 4-hour time frame, and then you see the price are not really creating any high at this particular area, which means that we can see price going as low as breaking this 1.34457. So the next pair is a pound Swiss franc, and then this is one of my favorite entry going to the next week, which means that we might see price buying from this particular level. This is where I'll be buying from, and then this is almost 1:1.74, but we can actually, so what really happened is that this is the entry right here, and then probably we'll see we can see the entry and then the stop loss below. So if there's a rejection at this area, so you guys be expecting price to go back to 1.2236 or go back to 1.4021. So that's what I'm looking at on Swiss franc pounds.